Tell me about what drew you to this project, because I can imagine there was many reasons, but was there a specific thing that you both drew into this story?
Well, I read the book with Michael 20 years ago, and I knew it was a really personal story that he wanted to make, but I think it's also super universal. It's about the girls I grew up with as well as the girls he grew up with. And I just think it's funny and sweet and sad and poignant, and I remember the 90s, so that's... What about you, Brian? That helped.
Yeah,
I recognize the music.
I'm from Inverness, and so coming from a smaller town and then going to the big city, I could completely relate to. And also, all the girls, all those different characters. I think that everyone who watches the film will be able to see something in their own group of friends, and that, doing a story that's so human and so relevant with subject matters that actually, it's still topic of conversation today is just, that's the kind of film you really want to get involved in.
Yeah, and because it's set in the 90s, and the voiceover at the beginning begins with, there's no social media, there's no phones and everything else. It still feels very contemporary, as you say. Yeah. I mean, was that important that you could tell the story and modern audiences would still kind of get what you were talking about?
And I think that we're lucky enough, being our age, that we actually do remember what life was like.
Speak for yourself.
So I feel really fortunate. That and I think that it's really great to be able to show not what life was like back then, but just basically, how people dealt with their emotions and dealt with their decision making, because they all have big decisions to make. And it all affects each other's lives, and this is one of the last opportunities that they're all going to spend time together, and that's not something that you're aware of, and I think that sometimes you just don't know when your summer's going to end, and you want your summer just to keep on going, but everything has a beginning and an end, and for these girls it's also a start of a huge new chapter.
And had we said it contemporarily, it would have been a totally different film. They would have been on their phones the whole time. It would have been really boring to watch. But moreover, they wouldn't have had the conversations that they have. They wouldn't have had the experiences they have. So I think it's crucial, actually, as much as it resonates today as well. It's crucial that it was set in the 90s.
How lucky were you? I mean, how excited were you when you got these girls all together, that you cast all these girls and they're all together? Because together, they're amazing. Separately, just as amazing.
They're amazing. Yeah. I mean, it's the most, like I said, I've, had the book in my head for many years, and it's, we've had all sorts of different scenarios of who was going to be in it, and now I can't remember any of those. These girls are the Sopranos. They're each perfect for their role. They're individually amazing, but collectively they're remarkable. I mean, I think, just remarkable.
Yeah, and they, working with them, and they had 3 weeks of rehearsals, and just watching them evolve during that preparation period was just, was really magical. And I think that what you're seeing on screen is very much the work that they put in with Michael at the very beginning, and the commitment that they made to the project, because they were just so passionate about coming on board, and they're just, like Laura says, I just can't imagine anyone playing anyone else playing any. Just can't imagine it anymore. They are, we've seen obviously the film a lot, and each time I watch it, I get something else from it. But I also feel really kind of sad each time I watch it, because it's like, our girls are all grown up,
But it's true, actually, when I watched it yesterday, I was like, oh, Tallulah looks so much older now than she did. They're young, so in a year they age. But yeah, they're fantastic. They're just great, and they're going to be big stars. They're all really talented. They're all moving on to amazing, amazing things already.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey